fresh off the rebound. You can call us AD. You know what it is. Got ourselves another commit, 3-star recruit. Let's get it. We fresh off the rebound. And I was hoping to move up a spot or two, but they jumped us all the way up from 12 to 7. Gotta love it. Our championship contender status went back up to A+. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. The art of rebounding. We did our thing. Shaheen Burke had a crazy game. To close that game out the way he did, because people, what y'all don't realize, what is it, like 35-28? I think we came down and we scored an offensive touchdown, and then he just went on an onslaught that he had back-to-back picks. There it is right there. He had 3 interceptions back-to-back, 2 of them back-to-back for pick sixes. Gotta love it. Breakout game for Shaheen Burke. Gotta love it. We facing off against Rice this week. You know what it is. Missouri beat LSU 37-34. Again, we moved up to 7 in the top 25 polls. Big jump, especially considering from us the conference we coming from. We coming from the American Conference. So where any loss could hurt us. We moved up to number 2 in the conference standings. So we moved up to 7 top 25, number 2 in conference ratings, only behind North Texas, who's having a hell of a season. 9-1, they 5-0 in the conference. East Carolina, they 4-1 in the conference, but they 9-2. So yeah, we picking up some ground. We gaining some ground. We what is it? Let's see. Oh, Nadoma fell out of the race. So Nadoma and Jamari Sands fell out of the Heisman watch. But Paris Meeks jumped up in there. Now, I told y'all last episode to be on the lookout, because although his numbers for the prior game wasn't crazy, but he would probably be moving back up in the rankings. The more Nadoma tends to go off in these games, the better it is for players like Henry and Meeks, specifically Meeks as far as a Heisman campaign is concerned. And Meeks has been having a hell of a season. I anticipate him having a breakout game this next game. We're going to try to feed him, but we're not going to do it at the detriment of the team winning. So nonetheless, we in here. We took that loss. That was a tough loss that we took. Bunch of self-inflicted wounds. And we bounced back. We rebounded from that L. We had which we played around with our food. We played with our food that last game because we was up pretty decent, 28-7 in the third quarter, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, they start making a run. We start having turnovers that we shouldn't be having. Could get them back in the game, but the emphasis that we closed that game with in the fourth quarter, to put up 34 points in the fourth quarter, and for our defense to flash out the way that they flashed out, big time game, big time ball game by Nadoma, big time ball game by Shaheen Burke, big time ball game by Henry. Just all around performance across the board. The way we closed it, we started and closed great. What we did in the middle, we got to touch that up, because we can't be doing that, especially when we go up against better teams in better conferences. So if we trying to repeat, we trying to go back to back, like is the goal, we got to clean all that up. We got to clean up all those mistakes. And yeah, it's back to the drawing board. But you see it, we got to knock out the recruiting session for this week. We gotta tidy up, allocate what we gotta allocate. We came into the week, what was that? I think it was like 225 hours. I was talking too much, so I wasn't paying attention too much, but I think it was 225. So we gotta allocate what we gotta allocate. Make sure we use up these hours, because you never want to let hours just sit there. So right now we only got 14 out of 35 prospects. Again, just like I spoke early on in the season and last season, you don't want to every season go max out 35 prospects. You want to specifically target getting anywhere between like 15 to I like to target I like to try to pull in about 15 to 17 targets or recruits, should I say. My first season was a mistake because I was trying to gun and get 35 prospects. I say it was a mistake. It wasn't necessarily a mistake, because I'm trying to build the team that I want. So if I pulled in all them players, I had no problem letting go a lot of the guys, because a lot of those guys didn't fit my system. But as you start to fill out your roster and you start to build it the way you want, you don't want to keep year in and year out bringing in 35 prospects, because then you're going to end up having to cut people that you don't want to cut. So after you get like the first 2 years, you get to about where you want to be, start dialing it back. Do the 15 to 17 prospects or 15 to 20. That's what you want to bring in. You don't want to ever have too much of an overage and then be in a position where you have to force guys to transfer. So like I said, I mentioned that before. Anybody who's here, that was here during that time, you know the deal. Anybody who wasn't, that's the goal. Your first couple years, you want to build up your roster. So yeah, I try to get as many prospects as you can, but after that, start tapering it off so you don't find yourself in a position where you have to force people to transfer. So right now, we're just in a scouting phase. I added a couple more players back to the board. I had 14. I added 4. We had 18 now. We got 20 hours to work with for the week. But right now, we just trying to fill out. We trying to scout, see who's got what, before we go ahead and offer scholarships like we just did. Like as far as skill positions is concerned, I'm not too focused on it. I got about what I want on the board. Now we want to focus on like the kickers, the punters, the specialists, stuff like that. So it's game time. We got to jump into it real quick before we do jump into the game. If you are here for the first time, or if you returning and you haven't liked or subscribed already, please do so. Click that notification tab so you can stay up with this Florida Atlantic University Dynasty rebuild if you're interested in it. But if you're not, and you need tutorials, you looking for updates or anything of that nature, this is the channel. This is the channel for you. So all you got to do is hit that like and subscribe button, click that notification tab so you can stay up to speed with all of that content, plus leaks for college football 26. But y'all know what it is. Without further ado, it's time to get into it. We facing off against Rice, another Owl opponent. It's crazy how this conference has 3 Owl teams. You got Florida Atlantic Owls, you got the Rice Owls, you got the Temple Owls, but the real Owls are in attendance right now. It's just not at home. They're on the road. In the Florida Atlantic Owls. These guys, Rice, more like rice cakes. That's what we about to make them. We about to make these guys look like rice cakes. Very light, not intimidating, not heavy at all. And the young phenom Kiki Nadoma is here to do work. 3,300 yards, 49 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. He is putting in work, throwing dots. Wow, really? So they not trying to give me my jump ball at all? So that's what we doing? I see what type of time it is. It's cool. I probably waited a little late on that throw, but we're going to come back to it. Irregardless, we're going to come back to it. Defense lock up. Give me. Yes, sir. Marcelin been coming on the scene like crazy the last couple seasons. Year 1, he showed up towards the end of the season. Year 2, he showed up all season, and he been doing the same thing this season. Come on, give me a dot, Kiki. Give me a dot. Bro, get real. Y'all can't be serious. Now, see, if that was me, my guy would have dropped it, and he throwing dots in a bucket. Come on, get out of here. Give me a stop. Come on, we need a sack. Push them out of field goal range. Come on. Let's get it. Yeah, there we go. Marcelin again. I just got done talking about Marcelin. He's doing work again. Let's go. Second quarter, 0-0. We should have some points on the board right now, but they screwing us. They screwing me on my little jump ball. The first interception, that made sense. Probably a bad throw, but that second one, that was fluky as hell. And they down bad for that. Come on. There we go. Yes, sir. No points for y'all. I take it. Come on, stick work. Come on, stick work. Give me. Yes, sir. House call. That's what we like to call a house call. Yes, sir. Stick work Sands. We ain't give him that name for no reason. Because ever since he been in the lineup, that's all he do. He gets sticky. Gotta love it. Come on. Give me a pick. It's cool. I take the force punt. Roll out. Dot him up. Right there on the run. Let's go. Yeah, stick work. Gotta love it. I know y'all saw the last episode. My guy got crazy with the back juke. Come on, Kiki, roll out. Use them legs. Yes, sir. We in there. Heisman or should be a Heisman candidate. Even though this game started out rocky, but he ain't rattled. He doing what he got to do. You feel me? He doing what he got to do, and he capitalizing and making up for them turnovers. Wow. Why did he go for that stupid animation? And then he just breaking off his tackle like, come on, Bert. Where you at? I know you had a big game last game. That don't mean you could do that. Come on, Kiki. Come. Bruh, they are in front of every one of my jump balls right now. What is going on? That's 3 picks. What we doing? What is EA doing? Give me. Thank you. Thank you. User all day. User all day. Don't play with my user. Don't play with my user. Omar Graham padding the stats, making his case for the Heisman even greater for himself. Gotta love it. What you celebrating for? You just threw a pick. Yes, sir. Give me. Chaining day. Chain game. Roll him out. Died him up. Grenard. Mr. Reliable. Mr. Reliable. Yes, sir. Come on. Died him up. Give me some more of that. Yes, sir. Grenard is putting in work out there on that edge. Stick work for another tutty. Stick work for another tutty. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. I do, at least. I do. So there we go. Crazy to start out the way we started out. What is that? 3 interceptions? No, 3 interceptions. And yet we still up 21-7 at halftime. Jamari Sands, 8 carries for 91 yards, 11.4 yards a carry with 2 tutties. It's crazy we got these 3 interceptions, but yet we still got a 2 touchdown lead at half. And we still got 21 points on the board. Give me. See, that's what I was just talking about earlier. If it's me, they drop it. Come on now. Give me. Bruh. It feel like they just slowing it down so the defender can get to him. Got my guy out here looking like a pumpkin, like he turning into a pumpkin. What we doing? Thank you. Oh, bruh, get real. We still doing that? That's what we doing? We still doing that? Come on. Now watch they come down and score. Look at this. Look at it. So they got the computer getting sticky with us. That's what we doing? Come on, Kiki. Give me. Don't throw no more picks, please. Thank you. Thank you, Meeks. Sheesh. Let's go. Roll out. Step up. Nah, there it is, Duke. There it is. Punch it in. Let's go. Let's go. Golly, they making us fight for this one. They making us fight for this victory. Jeez Louise. 28-14. We're going to take it. We're going to take that going into the 4th. 4's up. Is what it is. They still light. I don't care. I mean, look, we threw 4 interceptions. Come on now. We threw 4 interceptions, but yet we still up 28-14. Come on now. Let's get it. They light. Furthest thing from Well, they made me eat my words, or the words that I was about to say. I was about to say furthest thing from heavy, but, you know, it's cool. We still gonna come down and do our thing. Look at that. Look at that. Give me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 35-21. And it shouldn't be that close. It really shouldn't. Honestly, one can say it shouldn't be that close for us with the 4 picks we thrown, but our defense manned up, did what they had to do. So we in here. Come on, get another. There we go. Let's go. Marcelin with another sack. Hey, yo, come on now. Come on, let's get an INT. Give me. Gogans. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Perfect timing. User pick. This Johnny on the spot. Gogan's been balling out too. So I got 2 really good corners right now out there. Shane Burke showed up out of nowhere last game with the back-to-back picks. Now you got Gogan staying consistent. Another game, yet another pick. Gotta love it. Defense balling out. Stick work. Stick work. Let's go. Rumbling, stumbling, bumbling. Jamari Sands, give me. Dot him up. Give me that bruh. Come on now. So y'all not gonna let me get that off? You know I'm going 4th and 23. Hell yeah. Is it in a bucket? It's in a bucket. Let's go. The other star receiver, Henry, doing what he do best. Them go routes, them high points. That's Henry. That's Henry all day. It's crazy for somebody so small. Pause. That's his game. Them high points, Nah, the go balls, yeah, but them high points, them head top, come on now. Look at that dot. Look at that dot by the young phenom who started out rough, bad game. The interceptions probably ain't gonna do nothing for his case to be in the Heisman running, but he's still balling out. He made up for him. There you go. Get that pressure burst pipes. Come on, sack him. Don't let him get that. Oh, that's a pick. Gimme me, Shaheem. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shaheem taking his talents to another game, taking his talents on the road in yet another game, back-to-back games. Got 4 picks in 2 games. Who does that? Oh, that's a dot. Yes, sir. Jerry Rice Jr., Paris Meeks, continuing to stay consistent. I told y'all we was going to get that man involved. Told y'all he was going to have a breakout game. He was going to have a good game. Legendary season, legendary performance, legendary game for Paris Meeks, even though it ain't touching on his 400-yard receiving game, but that's a topic for another day. Lock up. Don't let these guys get no cheap score. Another user. Come on now, don't play. User lurk is crazy. User lurk is crazy. Once I get you in a position where you got to pass, we got you. We got you. I got you right where I want you. Gotta love it. Again, another game. This is back-to-back games against inferior opponents that we either started out good and got rough in the middle or started out rough, but the closing game is crazy. Oh, that's another dot. Away from the pressure in the bread basket. Don't play with him. Don't play with him. I got to see how many points we dropped in this quarter because, bruh, look at this. Came into the quarter, what we had, 28, 35 points. Now we have 56. Man, don't play with them. We in there. The art of rebounding. We rebounded expeditiously. In the words of T.I. Yes, sir. And Abreu, one of the original recruits from the first class, come through with the key sack. 2 sacks on the day for him. Hell of a ball game. All around, but specifically defense. Because offense, yeah, we did what we were supposed to late in the game. But them 4 turnovers, they kept putting the defense on in a bad way. Look, we had 28 in the 4th. Gotta love it. They kept putting the defense in a bad way, but the defense capitalized. We did what we had to do. Paris Meeks, 6 catches, 227 yards, 3 touchdowns. You don't get any better than that. Told y'all, light work, rice cakes. Rice cakes. They ain't, the real Owls stood up. Chaining game. You know what it is. 56-21. We did what we were supposed to. So I anticipate us moving up yet again. 20 first downs today, 9. 523 yards of total offense today, 274. 23 carries for 180 yards, 3 tutties, 16 for 24 passing, 5 touchdowns. Total 4 interceptions. We was 4 for 8 on 3rd down, 2 for 2 on 4th. 3 touchdowns in the red zone, no interceptions, but our percentage was lacking. It was 37, but nonetheless, we got the job done. We got the job done. So Nadoma, 222.1 rating, 16 for 24, 343 passing, 66% completion. So even with the 4 interceptions, he still had at least a 66 completion percentage. Sands, 16 carries, 159 yards, averaging 10 yards a carry, 2 tutties. Then you had Paris Meeks leading the way for the receivers. He was the one that was reliable. I mean, Mr. Reliable had 4 catches for 57 yards. When we called his name, he was there, but it is what it is. Y'all see the numbers. Marcelin balled out. 3.5 sacks. Abreu, 1.5. Interceptions. You had Graham Jr. had 2. Gogans had 1. Burke had 1, man. Defense balled out. Defense was lights out. What a performance. What a game. Again, after losing the first game in nearly 2 seasons, we rebounded appropriately. Won the last game, was it 62-28, I think it was. Now this one, 56-21. We imposing our will. We showing our status. You know, Texas at Utah. What is it? Oh, this is the bowl game prediction. So Colorado at Florida Atlantic. So that's who they got us projected to play. Okay, USF knocked off. I didn't even catch who that was. I'm moving too fast right now. Let me go look. So CFB, let's see what the bracket look like. So you got North Texas at Iowa, Oregon at NC State, Texas at Utah. And then, yeah, they got, so that's Colorado and Florida Atlantic. So right now we still in the hunt. People with a bye is Michigan, Oklahoma, Texas Tech, Clemson. So nice look. Right now, we still in a playoff hunt. Like I predicted, I figured we would be, but it get kind of tricky once you start losing them games like that. So we got to be careful. We got to tread lightly. Let's see what the Heisman watch look like after that game. And just like I thought, them interceptions had an impact on the Dome because he's still not up in there. But Omar Graham Jr. and Paris Meeks are up there. I would have thought Meeks would have went up after having a game that he just had, saying he's dropping. Who knows? We'll see when we advance. We'll see when that time comes when we advance. Let me see what. Okay, so player of the year, because I got to see where Nadoma is. So he's ninth in the running for player of the year, but I got to see his position on quarterback, because why is he not in the top 5 Heisman candidacy? And so look, okay, here you go. He's 4. So he's the 4th best quarterback, but they don't have him in a Heisman watch. It's nasty work, EA. But nonetheless, we're going to go ahead and cut this short right there. Again, I appreciate you all for tuning in. Again, if you're here for the first time or you're returning and you haven't liked or subscribed already, please do so. Click that notification tab so you can stay up to speed with all the College Football 25 Dynasty rebuild content, the tutorials, the updates, College Football 26 leaks, all that. So again, I appreciate you all. That's been my time. Till next time.